Good evening, everyone. We will be starting in some time, maybe in the next exact 5 minutes. I welcome you all for this session. As you all will be muted for the rest of the session, if you have any queries, questions, you can use the chat box to share your questions. Just waiting for a few participants to join in. Good evening, all those who have joined just now, and welcome for this session. I'm sure the topic is quite interesting, right? All those who have joined from phones or from laptops, just check if you are able to push your, maybe you can, share your LinkedIn profile so that we can connect to each other. This is an opportunity that we all can, network for some time before we start with the session. Great. Yes, Aparna, even I'm waiting for this session because this topic is something close to, I think, everybody's heart. I think let's start because we have already given 5 minutes for participants to join in. So good evening, everyone, and welcome for today's session. As I mentioned, in case you have any questions that you would like to ask our speakers, you may kindly use the chat box to enter your questions. I will be moderating this session. And now, to begin with this session, I welcome Aparna Khatiwala. She is the chairperson, WOW-WEC Team PMI Mumbai Chapter, counterpart of PMI South Asia R11 Women Engagement Committee. She is also handling the certification and training profile at PMI Mumbai Chapter in VP role. Welcome, Aparna Khatiwala.
Thank you so much, Saili, for such a nice introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome you all on this lovely rainy evening for such an inspiring session. Okay, first let me talk about our 11 WEC. It is a Women Engagement Committee, and it's a collaborative initiative of all PMI South Asia chapters to empower women in project management. It's a collaborative initiative to promote a culture of inclusion and engagement in members, volunteers, and chapter boards to support navigation of careers in profession and volunteering. The WEC team of PMI Mumbai Chapter, the counterpart of R11 WEC, we have named it as WOW, Woman of Wonders. And this team conducts series called How to Wow by Transforming Mind. In this series, earlier Ms. Saili Pradhan has conducted webinar on stress management in a day-to-day life. She is host for today's session. Over to you, Saili.
Thank you, Aparna. And it is my pleasure to be here and host this session because, as I already mentioned, this topic, how to restart after a career break, is something I think men, women, would both agree, something very close to our heart, and we all have experienced this particular, what do you say, a confusion probably, when to take or if not to take, we are just confused. So our agenda for today is displayed on our next slide. Yeah, thank you. So our speakers will be Aparna Kulkarni and Swati Damle. What we will do is we will follow a respective presentation from both the speakers, and then we will have a Q&A session. So for Q&A, kindly use your chat box, the common chat box that we have. So please feel free to ask any questions which we can take up with the speakers. And towards the end, I would request certain participants who also might have been through such similar situation, might have taken a career break and might have again come back to this corporate world. So how did they do it? We would like to hear some, maybe 2, 3 or more success stories depending on the time that we have. So in case you would want to be the one to share this, your inspiring journey, please message to me, Saili P, that I have joined with this name. So message me, so I'll note down your name, and then I can request our technical support team, Sunil and Tushar, to unmute you so that you can share your experience. All right, sounds good. So let's begin with our first speaker today evening, and that is Aparna Kulkarni. So Aparna Kulkarni's profile is on our screen right now. She's a B.Pharm graduate with 14 plus years of work experience in the Regulatory Affairs Department, which is assumed to be the heart in any pharma company. Her role in the organization is very critical. She and her team directly work with the registration and export of medicines in multiple countries. She is looking forward to sharing her professional journey, the breaks that she had to take from the career, and her subsequent comeback. And we are all eager to hear from Aparna Kulkarni. So welcome, Aparna, to this session, and thank you for being here. Yes, Aparna, over to you.
Many thanks for the introduction, Saili. Am I audible well?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you. Hello all, I am Aparna Kulkarni, and today I am going to share my experience of break that I took twice in my professional life, one for marriage and other for the child break. I will also share how this break transformed me to be a better version of myself. Career break is a common part of professional journey, but it is also very necessary to stay motivated during this period to keep the momentum going. This presentation will offer tips and strategies to remain driven during your career break. Next slide, please. Here's a question for audience. How many of us here are currently on a break and wish to get back to the professional track? Please take 30 seconds to answer and write in your answers as yes or no in the chat window. Your time starts now.
Request audience to use the chat box, please. Thank you. It seems none. I guess the offices have started after COVID, and I guess everybody is at work now.
Okay, so assuming most of us had already experienced some kind of the career break, and so we are here in this session right now, it is perfectly okay to prioritize certain things over the other ones. Next slide, please. Taking or planning a break at correct time becomes need of the hour in order to avoid any future known or unknown consequences. So when is a break ideally taken? To pursue higher studies that might require full-time commitment. You and your family is relocating to some other cities for varied reasons. In most of the cases, newly married women moving to their in-laws' place that may be located in some other city or country altogether. Marriage and childbirth is most common reason for women taking career breaks. This could also be called as a full-term unpaid job that requires 100% dedication and commitment towards new family or inclusion of new member in the family. Taking care of ailing parents and in-laws is also one of the reasons for break in the career. I know a male colleague of mine who took career break and he wasn't sure when he will return, only to take care of his mother who was terminally ill. But unfortunately, it did not turn up as he expected. He lost his mother. He returned back within 8 weeks. As we've seen, breaks speak here is not specific to one gender. With introduction of paternity leaves in place, in most of the organizations, men are getting equal opportunities to spend quality time with the newest member in the family. Although this is not called as a career break, certain men continue with their paternity leaves for few more weeks to help with their new the new mom overcome the postpartum depression. That help and support which a lady might get only from her husband. So I come from such a South Indian culture that a newly married lady has to perform lots of puja on every occasion for the first year of her marriage. This was when I took my first career break, and moved to another city. I started looking for job in that new city, and after 1 year, I was successful on the 14th month of the break. Next slide, please. So when you decide you want to get back to your professional life, we will now look how to do a re-entry. We will look at the tips for re-entry. Next slide, please. As anything new comes with challenge, we will look at major concerns for re-entry. Am I and my family ready with this decision? If yes, that might require me to go to office daily, which might take additional traveling time as well. Is there any technology gap, or am I having outdated industry knowledge? Is there lack of confidence in rejoining the force? There is high amount of uncertainty in career focus, like shall I now switch to some other profession that will allow me some more time with my kids and family? For example, teaching profession, that is assumed half-day work against a full-time job in multinational company. So post-marriage, when I thought I was doing good, I was advised bed rest during entire pregnancy. It was due to some medical reasons, and then again I had to take a break. But when I had my joy of bundle in my arms, I had to have this feeling to get back to work soon. Initially, I took up a teaching job as assistant professor in a nearby college. I used to give 2 lectures, 1 hour each, and I was able to manage this deviation in the career path mainly because I was having strong industry experience and a strong support system as well. My family was rock solid when I took this decision. Once I had confidence that my baby would live without me for 2 hours for about a year, I then switched to a full-time job. But unluckily, Corona hit. And since I was working with raw material manufacturing in a vaccines unit, we were still working from site. And due to pressure from government to have vaccines early, we had to work multiple shifts to make the ends meet. Looking at the dedication was made to work for company's corporate office, and that is work from home, which is still continue owing to the fact I have to look after my kids and elderly in-laws. During the phase of break, there is also absence of professional network who will fully understand me and take me where I deserve to be. Since the break is huge, I have lost touch with my friends as well. Next slide, please. So the best way to go forward is to do a self-assessment on what I can offer and how to value well. I will look for my personality traits on where I belong now. If I go for a managerial role, do I have capabilities to do so? My newly acquired functional skills, like if I'm a new mom, I know how to manage my time. I'll cook while he's sleeping, I'll work while he's sleeping. I can be multitasking at most of the times. My motivation or values on priorities. And finally, my work environment preferences. If I want to work part-time or work from home, which now most of the organizations are also providing to their employees with genuine reasons, or working as a freelancer altogether. Next slide, please. How do I achieve all these? I'll need to stay focused. To stay focused, I have listed down a couple of pointers. I need to set clear goals. Determine what you want to achieve during your career break. It could be learning new skills, traveling, exploring personal interests, or re-evaluating your career path. Clearly define your goals and break them into smaller achievable milestones. Remember to celebrate each milestone, however small it is. I celebrated my younger kids when he started talking. We went to a hotel, a 5-star hotel, and then we had a bash there. Maintain a routine. Establish a daily routine can help create structure and maintain motivation. Set specific times for activities such as exercise, learning, and networking, along with personal projects. Follow a routine helps you stay focused and motivated. Learn and grow. Utilize your career break as an opportunity for personal and professional development. Engage in online courses, workshops, or certifications relevant to your field or area of interest. Learning new skills and staying updated will keep you motivated and enhance your future career prospects. Stay connected. Maintain connections with your professional network and stay up to date with the industry trends. Attend conferences, join professional organizations, and engage in networking events to foster connections and gain insights. Interacting with others in your field can reignite your motivation and keep you informed about the industry developments as well. Pursue personal interest. Dedicate time to hobbies and personal passions. Engaging in activities you enjoy can bring a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It can also spark new ideas and creativity that may positively impact your career once you return to work. Like I have 40 plus plants on my windowsill, and I make it a point to speak to all the plants at least once per day. My husband would never ask me if I have watered my plants, but he will ask me if I have fed my kids. Seek inspiration. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch TED Talks related to your field or personal growth. Expose yourself to motivational content that resonates with you and inspires you to stay motivated and focused. Stay healthy. Physical and mental well-being significantly impact your motivation. Maintain a healthy lifestyle by exercising regularly, eating well, and getting sufficient sleep. Incorporate stress relief techniques like meditation, yoga, or mindfulness practices into your routine and stay balanced and motivated. Reflect and reevaluate your career break as a time for introspection and self-reflection. Assess your career goals, values, and aspirations. Consider if you need to make any adjustments or changes upon your return. You may not want to do certain things this way, or you may not want to work 8 hours per day. You want to work only 4 hours per day. That's perfectly okay. Track your progress. Keep a journal or progress tracker to document your achievements, small wins, and milestones. Celebrating your progress can boost motivation and provide a sense of accomplishment. Stay positive and practice self-care. Surround yourself with positive influences, supportive friends, and family members. Practice self-care by engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Take breaks when needed and give yourself permission to rest and recharge. Next slide, please. To conclude, remember, motivation can fluctuate and it is very normal to have ups and downs. Don't let any kind of guilt to take over your body and mind. Be patient with yourself. Embrace the journey and use this as career break as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Thank you all for patient listening.
Thank you so much, Aparna, for all these insightful pointers that you shared, and also your personal experiences that you mentioned. If we have any questions, I encourage all the participants to please message on the chat box. I'm sorry, there was some technical glitch at the beginning, and we understand that the chat wasn't enabled. Extremely sorry for this. So now you are free to ask in any questions. Yes, we'll take the questions at the end, but kindly keep them coming and I'll note them, right? So we have our speakers who will at the end answer the questions. So I request, let us move now to our next speaker. We have with us Swati Damle. She is an electronics engineer and PMP certified professional. About 14 plus years of work experience in IT with MNCs in software development and service delivery. She's also the founder member of R11 WEC representing Mumbai chapter for last 3 years. She has also served as VP IT for PMI Mumbai chapter from April 2019 to March 2021. She's also a volunteer with PMI and other NGO organizations. Let us hear from Swati her personal experiences of career break and how she overcame them. Welcome, Swati. Swati? Yeah, kindly unmute.
Okay, sorry, I was on mute. Okay,
Yeah,
hello
welcome.
everyone. Have a good day and welcome everyone. As mentioned by Saili, I have opted a break twice in my career, and based on those experiences, I am going to share today few tips on do's and don'ts, what we need to do in order to keep us tuned with our professional life. We will have our session interactive, and you all are welcome to share your answers and suggestions, if any, in the chat window. So we will start with our first question, actually, where you are encouraged to answer that after looking, we are all seeing an image on the screen right now. And after looking this image, can everyone tell what is the first expression, very first expression that comes to your mind? You can write up to 1 or 2 answers, multiple answers, it's perfectly fine. On the career breaks impact opportunities specifically in the IT industry. So please write what is the very first expression that comes. Relaxation, yeah. Coffee break, very good, correct. So it's a coffee break. Next slide, please. We often need it for a sense of freshness, coffee break. And we feel, whenever we feel exhausted by our work, we prefer to have a short break, have a coffee or tea, and then we get back to our work with energy, with full energy as we had earlier. Now, in last session, Saili has given us in November, that the session that we had, she has given us very good insights and tips on how to achieve work-life balance. We have seen it. And although after we are managing our work-life balance well, we are at certain stage of career, a situation arises where we have to opt a break, maybe for family reasons, maybe for to pursue personal hobbies, maybe some in some cases people want to explore doing a business, starting a business, and they prefer to take a break for a short while, and either they succeed in that venture, or they may be coming back to regular work. So although we are able to balance our career and life as normal routine, when a situation arises that we need to take a break, what we should do? Also, sometimes to explore our hobbies, we want to pursue some, we want to take a break, we want to explore the things that we want to do, and we come back. Next slide, please. Here, in next slide, we are seeing a picture where a child has just parked his bicycle and is busy engaged in playing with something else. So children learn to balance a bicycle, and using that bicycle they can go wherever they wish. But that does not stop them from getting down for a while and playing, right? Similarly, if we want to keep ourselves happy and tuned with our life, we may need to use the career as a vehicle. We should know where to park it, when to park it for a while, and then we go back with it. We also need to the right maintenance of our vehicle in order to run it longer. So in order to have a right balance of work and career, we may need to opt a break at certain point of time. Next slide, please. Now, what will happen if we do not take a break, and when there is a real need, and if we continue pulling on without the break? It may affect our health. It may affect our family relations. Overstretching always causes the harm, and if you continue to pull on, it's fine, it's good to pull on for a certain time, but if the situation is really demanding us our attention to another particular priorities, then it will impact our health also. So, and the situation may come that it will end our career or life. So to avoid that, it's perfectly fine to take the breaks whenever we need. It's just the thing that we need to put the later extra efforts to come back to our professional life. Next slide, please. So why break is necessary? That we need time for ourselves and family. Overstretching will cause stress, impacts our health. Life will be monotonous if we continue pulling on, and no space is left to explore our hobbies. This is applicable. The situation may be applicable for women as well as men. It's not gender specific, although women try to take break more often due to family reasons. Then passion, we may be having a lot of things passion we want to do, explore some hobbies. So it and at the same time we have a passion for our work, professional life. So that passion of professional life also will get regenerated when it get after a break, and it will keep us motivated. Just like we saw in the first picture, the coffee, after having a coffee break, we feel energized, and when we get back to work, we are fully energetic. So that feeling of freshness adds more interest, dedication, and commitment in our work, what we are doing, rather than just pulling it on and doing a monotonous work. Our horizon also gets definitely wider, because we explore other things. We explore during the break time, we explore some other hobbies or other voluntary activities that will definitely add to our knowledge, and it will make our horizon wider. Next slide, please. So it's better to take a break, give time for other priorities, duties. And now the question is when we should decide to restart, because restarting is not that easy after a break. It is going to be challenging because we are used to certain environment. It's always easy to continue the routine, whatever we are adjusted. But when after that we take a break and we come back, we want to come back to a routine, it is not easy. We will definitely have to put those extra efforts. And are we ready for that? That is a question. So if the question is, do we have the same commitment and passion to start back the work as when we started as a fresher? If the answer is yes, then we should restart. Otherwise, maybe we can continue the break, because we need to definitely put extra efforts when we restart. Next slide, please. So now the question is that we want to restart, and we opted a break for certain unforeseen or unacceptable situation, and we had to take a break. Now the question is, we want to restart, we are really willing to restart, and how do we bridge this gap? So that is the main point of interest for everyone. As Siley said, the topic is very close to heart. So how do we bridge the gap? So we move to the next slide. We need to prove in the industry that we are capable of restarting. So it is definitely challenging. There are many other factors that will also impact this returning back. Like age, at earlier age, at before 30s, 40s, it will be easier to return back after a break. After 40s, if we opt for a break, it may be little difficult, more difficult to return. The difference will also be made by whether we are working in India or we are working abroad. Like in my case, the first time when I opted a break, I was working in Singapore, and it was comparatively easier to return back to work after I opted a break for childcare for a few years, and it was easily comparatively easier, I would say. It was definitely not easy, but comparatively easier to return back and start working again. And after that, I continued working in Singapore for about 10 years, and I was even supporting 24/7 critical applications, and I was leading the service delivery for multiple projects. So I was able to get back to that work-life balance again. So when it is also, it will depend, the decision to restart and rejoin will also depend on the job market at that particular time. If the situation worldwide, like in corona situations or any other situations, the job market fluctuates, and it will also depend. We have to take a decision to restart based on and take a break based on that also. So how we maintain our routine will make the difference, and during the break time, that we will see now, that how we maintain the routine during the break time, considering in mind that yes, one day I have to return, I have to start my professional work again, I have to take a break, but I need to return back. So we can do professional certifications, courses to upgrade our skills. There are a lot of online courses nowadays available, so we can stay focused, we can utilize our time in right manner. We can also do volunteering for PMI or other NGOs. It's not specifically, but I'm volunteering for PMI and other NGOs, and that has definitely added a lot to my exposure and my professional experience also. Although monetary gains may not be at that time that much essential at that time, but it is more the growth, staying tuned with the professional life, and that will help you one day to return. Like कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भूमा ते संगोस्त्व अकर्मणि. So we have to prepare us, we have to develop us, we have to keep in mind. We will not think always that, okay, what monetary volunteering I do and what I'm going to do get from it. We have to prepare us, we have to develop us, keeping our growth in mind, and may not get the returns immediately, but we will definitely it will help in building our personality, and will give us immense satisfaction of doing the work and being attached to the work. So that work itself is giving us the growth, building us and developing our personality. We can always engage ourselves in training. We can give and take trainings, join webinars, forums, conferences. There are a number of opportunities available. There are technical skills building programs available from Google, Amazon. We can do a number of things during the break. We will move to the next slide. It is also important to keep our mindset positive and utilize our time correctly during the break time. So we need to keep the positive attitude, and for that we need to focus on healthy diet, exercises regularly, and do meditation to keep ourselves calm. We can attend social events, social get-togethers of our choice. We can enjoy to a limited time, but we have to always keep in mind that we should not be driven by all those social get-togethers and all those family relations. We have to keep our focus that, okay, one day I have to return back to my work. So we have to maintain that right balance, and to maintain that focus, it is essential to maintain our physical and mental well-being, and we spend quality time with family, so that when we restart, it will help us. Next slide, please. Just like we have a rainwater harvesting, we collect each and every drop of water and we use it for a right purpose later on for some other good activity. So similarly, the time that we get during the break, we can use it later in a right. We collect, just like we collect the droplets of rain. Can anyone write in the chat window what is rainwater harvesting? Answers from the audience are also welcome. Please write. And how do we relate this rainwater harvesting to our experience, to our break experiences? Just like we collect those water droplets, we can collect the time drops that we get in between. Maybe we are doing some other priorities, we have our other duties, but those sometime whatever free time we get, we actually collect it and utilize it in the direction that okay, how it will help me, how it will aid me when I restart my career. Next
Swati,
slide.
we have got a response from Preeta, so you can see in the chat box. She has shared, yeah, and even Brunalini has just responded.
Okay, learn during break and use it to get back. Yes, that's good. And harvesting rainwater for future use. Perfect. That is how we can. So you all have understood the concept, what I meant, and we are moving in right direction. Good. Let's move ahead to next slide, please. So now the question comes is, how do we prepare? When we decide that, okay, now I want to restart, how do we prepare us? One is our presentation skills, documentation skills. We have got time during break to prepare, to develop our technical abilities, and that will give us a better opportunity because we have developed our presentation and documentation skills. We can build a very good resume. We can take professional help if required for resume writing. In that, we have to give a proper justification of break period. Why I opted the break, what I have done during the break period. If we just say I have opted a break and I'm not doing anything, it will cause a negative impact. So instead, if we say, okay, I have done this, I did my PMP certification during the break period, then I'm doing these activities to keep myself engaged. I am attending these webinars. We can also keep focus on our subject matter expertise, because that is the one that will make us stand out from others. So we need to brush up our skills. Like if we have good experience in Java or Unix, we need to keep that knowledge brushed up. So that will be our focus during our break, and when we decide that we want to restart. So that is how we will stand out from the crowd with confidence, and we should not get demotivated. It's not that easy to return back to industry. People may not accept the gap easily from employment agencies, from interviewers, from HRs. You may hear negative comments. You may be turned back. Means that there are situations when it goes up to the interview, and then later, because of the gap, people are saying no, the gap is not acceptable. Although you have mentioned it clearly in your CV, that may impact your time. Means the time gets unnecessarily driven. But these things happen. We should not get demotivated with that. That is one thing. We continue. We keep on continuing on our efforts. Next slide, please. So during the interview, what we need to do is also very important. We have to demonstrate our willingness. If someone says, oh, you are on gap, so now how you will be able to start? We have to demonstrate that, okay, we have to prove our willingness to learn. We have to show that, okay, during the gap also I'm in touch with these things and I'm ready to start. I am prepared. We need to be ready and prepared to answer patiently on those. Then we have to think that what extra flexibility we can offer as compared to our other competitors when there is a job. So what we can do to offer this flexibility, like be open to contract jobs, because initially when we are restarting after a break, it will be better to opt for a contract job, because the other person, other competitor who is already working in workflow may not be wanting to switch back from his permanent job to a contract job. So there are more chances that you will get a contract job. Then we can be open to US, UK shifts and maybe 24x7 support roles, which usually people do not prefer. People try to avoid. We can be open. That way, we can offer extra flexibility in order to increase our chances of restarting. Work from home, work from office, hybrid modes are now all the terminologies after the corona period. And people usually tend to prefer now work from home or hybrid modes. But especially if we are restarting after the break, I would recommend we can prefer work from home or work from office option, because that will really make us focus on our work. We will be cut out from the home environment or family environment for at least those 8 hours that we are working. So in the initial period, maybe work from office will help. Although if there is an opportunity of work from home, yes, we can always go ahead and take it. But to restart, maybe we can prefer work from office early, better option as a preferred option. And we have the availability to join immediately. We can use it. That without any hesitation, we can say yes, I'm available to join within 2 days, or I'm available to join within a week max. So that will give us higher priority over the other candidates who may be serving notice period. Next slide, please. So we actually, when to summarize, we have to, what we need to do is take up that one idea that, okay, I want to restart my career. I'm looking for it. Make that one idea our life. Think of it, dream of it. This is a famous quote by one famous personality that I'm quoting, and we will see later on who has written it. So think of it, dream of it, live on it. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, and every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Who is the author of this famous quote? Can anyone?
Yes, we have responses coming up, Swati, in the chat. Mrunalini and Yogesh both have answered.
Great, perfect. Swami Vivekananda, Mrunalini has answered it correctly.
And Preeta has also answered.
Few others also who have answered. Great. So let us keep up this motivation, and with this arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. I wish you all the best who are looking forward to restart the career, as well as who are already working. Wish you all the best still to move ahead. And let us conclude the session with this motivation, with this high energy and enthusiasm. Thank you all for listening to me patiently. Thanks. Over to Saili.
Thank you, Swati, and it was very nice to listen to all the pointers and all the feedback that you have shared from your experiences, and very true that one has to utilize that break that is taken, or I'm sure it is justifiable, and let us not feel guilty of taking that. I'm sure there are some challenging situations where one has to take this decision. It is a difficult situation, definitely, to choose between the career front. You are at your peak of the career, or you're just beginning with your career, and you have certain things coming up. But as both of our speakers, Aparna and Swati, mentioned, let us utilize this break, utilize it to rebound back, and with full energy, with full preparation. It also helps us to introspect, I would say. Men or women, whoever choose to take this break, I think you can very well introspect what you want to do, and just as a break is necessary while we are traveling, you need to refresh, have some snacks. So I think that is how I would relate a career break. I'm sure our speakers would agree. So thank you to both the speakers. We are now open for questions, and we have a question from Runalini, who asked it at the beginning as well. So, won't the career breaks impact opportunities specifically in the IT industry? I would like Aparna to take up this question, and then we can have also inputs from Swati. Yes, Aparna Kulkarni. Yeah.
Thank you, Saili. And it's a nice question, Mrinalini. Yes, career breaks will definitely affect not only IT industry, any industry, but how you come back out of it is important. So when you are in a break, utilize most of your time to learn new things which the IT industry might have as foreseen. As of now, if you can see Chat GPT or AI, machine learning, these are all new tools that are coming up. And IT industry is hungry, looking out for people who have all these skills and knowledge. So if you can foster your time, spend some time looking at articles, looking at videos in YouTube available everywhere. Just go through what machine learning is, artificial intelligence is, and you can probably come back with a bounce in the IT industry, the newer skills. Does that answer your question?
Okay, for specific to IT industry, as the question is, I would like to add that yes, it is difficult in IT industry to justify the break, but at the same time, we have to remember that the attrition rate is also high in IT industry. So the demand the competition is high and demand is also equally high. So it is on us, it depends on us how we prove it that we are worth and we are capable of starting back.
Excellent. Very well summarized, Aparna and Swati. So yes, Mrunalini has thanked both of you for answering her question. We also have another question from Aparna Khatiwala. Does a career break affect mentally and psychologically, irrespective of gender? I mean, Swati, would you like to go first on this?
Okay, yeah. Yes, it will impact. And that is the reason why we need to keep our focus and motivation that okay, what I should do, what I should not do, in order that we have to ensure it specifically that it will not impact us. If we do not pay attention, it will impact. So that is the reason why we have to keep our mindset positive. We have to utilize our time just like we in rainwater harvesting. We have to utilize the time that we get in the break period, utilize it correctly, keeping ourselves in touch with the professional environment. Otherwise, there are a lot of things that will drag us away from the professional environment. If we are on break, people may take us casually. Okay, now you are free, just join me here, go for shopping, go for movie. All this kind of, it's okay to enjoy those things to a certain extent, but we have to keep our focus that okay, we do not get completely distracted with those kind of people, friends, and we forget about our career totally. So otherwise it will lead us to a depression, because when we are capable of doing something and we are not doing it, it will surely add a sense of guilt to our mind. So we have to make sure it is up to us how do we keep ourselves separate. Means we do the things, we enjoy the life, but we keep our in our mind, we keep that attention, pay that attention that okay, I do it only for a limited time, I will spend only this much time, and from tomorrow I have to start on my online sessions or whatever skill building we are doing. That is the way we have to keep ourselves separate from those distractions, away from those distractions.
Great. Aparna, maybe Aparna Kulkarni can also add in few points on this.
Yeah, yes. Even I wanted to add here.
Yes, sure.
See, to my perception, for each gender, this is going to impact mentally. Yes, if you are man of the house and if you are only earning and if you are on a career break, you want to get back soon so that you feed your family well. If you're a woman and if you're on a career break, like you have a childbirth, you are always on the wire, on a hot wire, that I already was a manager before, and now I'm just sitting at home looking after babies, cleaning the diapers, and that's it. No, I can do more. So that is how it will affect impact mentally and psychologically. Yes, if something is affecting mentally, of course that thing is going to affect psychologically for both the genders. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I'm sure Aparna would agree to a question. We have two questions coming up from Deepanjali. What she asked is how to gain confidence to apply again for work after serving long term, only for one company in an entire career, and then you take a break. All right. So she has the question is, if an employee only works for one company and then for a long time and then suddenly has to take a break. So how to gain that confidence? We'll address one by one. Then the next question. So Swati, would you like to add in some points here?
Okay. One way is surely like being connected with some professional organization like PMI volunteering. So we stay connected. We get exposures to multiple. We can also connect with multiple NGOs during our free time, during our break time. This is the way we will get exposure to more and more organizations, their work cultures. Although earlier in our career, means when we are doing our normal job, we may be associated only with one company. We did long time job over there, and so we do not know the work cultures of other organizations, and that may be adding some stagnant situation in our professional life. So these are the ways we can do some volunteering, and we can also keep connected with some training organizations, explore some freelancing. Okay, we have only one month gap in between. Let us say we have 1 month during the break period, maybe longer, 1 or 2 years, but some one month is free. Utilize it in doing any kind of work, any kind of activity, any kind of assignment that you can do, and that will definitely add to your confidence.
Aparna, how to gain confidence? This employee has only worked for one organization for a long time.
So my take on this point is, if you are working in one organization for a very long time, the employer also has so much confidence like you have on him. He's your extended family per se. So when you decide to take a break, you will involve him as well, that okay, now I want to go for a break. So for a couple of months, I'll not be here. You manage someone or somehow, and then I'll be back, and then I'll be back with a bang. The confidence which he will give you that, okay, we will manage, or okay, it is difficult to manage without you, is something which is shown by the employer.
Thank you both of you. Her next question again from Deepali is how to address the anxiety of uncertainty if any recruiter will be interested in me. Aparna?
Anxiety of uncertainty. Okay, so butterflies will fly in the stomach whenever you have something going, when you are uncomfortable or you are not in your comfort mode. So it is really okay to have butterflies, because that is the way it shows that you are growing and you're not stagnant. There will be anxiety, yes, and to overcome anxiety, you need to have little meditation ideas as suggested by Swati in her slides. Do little meditation, do little yoga, that will help really. And in case a recruiter is interested in you, we will probably send you an email or a phone call, and you have sufficient time with you to understand and to react how to do or what to do. Be calm, be patient, and then things will be fine with you.
Great. Thank you, Aparna, for this. Also, if you have any specific questions, this is for all of our audience who have joined in. If you have any specific questions and you would like to have a one-to-one mentoring with our speakers, you can please mention this in our feedback form that will be shared with you. So feel free and we can arrange a separate mentoring session as well. We have another question from Ahmed Ashfaq. What is the suggestion to manage finance during break or sabbatical? Swati? How to manage the finances? I'm sure it causes a lot of crunch. Definitely it will impact
yes,
in the family, of course. Yeah.
Yes, it will definitely impact the family income. Now it depends on whether the spouse is working and one of the person in family takes break. It depends on whether other family members are working or not. Then the impact may be lesser in that case if there are other working members in the family. It may be a huge impact if let us say husband and wife both happen to need to take a break for some unforeseen situation. It can happen, and in that case it becomes difficult to drag on the based on the savings, past savings, to pull on. It becomes difficult as for a longer period, and in that case at least there has to be a mutual understanding that one person has to get back to work and one person has to take care of the responsibilities, other responsibilities, or we can seek for parents support, and we can start these in real unforeseen situations we can go for this, but it will impact financially. But at the same time, if we are staying at home, uh, our need, there is always a border between our needs and our wants. So our needs are very less actually, and if we are contented with what we are with our decision that okay, I need to take a break at that time, we will automatically tend to cut down our costs, and it will not at such even lead us to a more satisfactory life rather than luxurious life. So we will understand the difference between luxurious life and having a contented or satisfied life. That is one actually value add, I would say, because of this. Otherwise, we are so much driven by the market trends and multiple advertisements, and uh, we are unnecessarily wasting our time in buying unnecessary things and storing them. So actually, that time will get reduced. What our needs are, actual needs are very less actually.
Aparna, would you like to share a few pointers? Thank you, Swati,
Yeah.
for this. And Sajid, because managing finances, I think, is very critical. And such uncertainties, of taking a break is uncalled for. So maybe somebody is not prepared. So maybe it's a single income family, or, husband and wife, or it's just a single income. It might be the lady, the child who is, the kid, who is just started working, and maybe the girl or the boy has to take this break. So Aparna, would you like to share something?
Yes, Saidi. So here are two scenarios for my take. In case you have to leave a job, like it was Corona, and many people have lost their jobs, and in case you have opted a career break. In both of the cases, we have to manage the finances well. Whatever we have to organize in them. We don't have any other sources of income. Like it was gone are the days when king had kingdom and there were gold dollars and they used to spread across whatever famine situation, drought situation. Now we don't have such cases. So whatever is the situation, we have to manage it ourselves. And like what Swati said, our needs are very small, but but what we do is little larger. So everyone eats only 2 roti, but they will make it a point to make 5 rotis. We will waste it, but we will make more. So that is how it is, but we need to manage it well.
Very true. I think I agree with both. And yes, there will be challenges, but then also I think we can. Nowadays, there are so many options of also having certain, side by side. You can teach, you can probably render your services, maybe have some small source of income which can balance. Definitely, it will not be a major chunk, but maybe it can help balance.
Yes.
And also one has to plan for a rainy day, right? So when we start off, I think we should also plan for such uncertainties. I think COVID, you gave a very right example where people have lost their jobs uncertainly, nothing was planned and it happened all of a sudden. So I think that has just set the bar, that we need to be prepared for such instances. Thank you to both of you. We are still waiting for people, who would like to share their success stories. Coming up next, we have our vice president, I'm sorry, Ahmed Ishfaq, to address us all for some important announcement from PMI Mumbai Chapter. Welcome, Ahmed. Sunil? Sunil, you can stop sharing the screen. We'll have Ahmed talk for some time now. Yeah. Ahmed, you there? Just give us a minute. He had joined in. Yeah. Ahmed, you're there?
Please unmute Ahmed.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
So
the last.
our VP from PMI
Thank
Mumbai
you.
chapter.
Thank you,
is-
Saili. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think the last sentence make more sense, Saili. You should plan for the rainy day. And today is the first day in Mumbai, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, sitting in an auto in a dark place, just trying to reach somewhere. So I'll just take 5 minutes on the announcement that we are planning to make from the Mumbai chapter. So I want to know how many of the people in the audience have attended any event from the Mumbai chapter. A quick raise of hands, please. Hello. Can I see that, or will you be able to tell me how many?
Yeah. I'm just waiting
From
for
the audience that
responses. We don't have any responses coming up.
Okay. Any event that you have attended
Any
in the
event of
past?
PMI Mumbai chapter, Deepak Shah? Yeah. Okay,
Very
we have
good.
Adarsha responding, Ahmed, that this is her first event with PMI Mumbai chapter.
Very good. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a beginning. Very good.
Yogesh also says the same. So we have some audience, who are attending an event for the first time for Mumbai chapter. I think that's great to know.
Okay. Anybody attended the national event that was hosted by Mumbai chapter in the past? We had 2 national events. Good. So anybody attended the conclave that was organized by Mumbai chapter?
I guess we have some new audience, Ahmed.
Acha, okay, good, very good. Then this is a very good opportunity for all of us together to attend the conclave that's coming up from the Mumbai chapter. Sally, are you saying something? No, okay. So what I wanted to bring forward is Mumbai chapter has been doing events every year. Every year we do a conclave event, and around the last quarter of the year. And this year also, again, we have decided to do one in the month of December. Sally, can you bring up the slide?
Yeah, Sunil will now share the slide. Sunil?
Please, yeah. So this year the event, again, we are working on the theme, we are working on the venue and all the other activities. So very soon we'll get to know more about the event. You'll have to watch out on the PMI Mumbai chapter pages for the activity that we are doing. But what I want to tell today is if we have an since this is the first time or the first public announcement of the event, we want to send across message that we want all our participants or the audience to come up with a theme, and the best theme or the theme which is closest to the event theme will get a chance of attending the event or will get a voucher to attend the event. So you have to, if the best theme that you think is applicable in the current scenario, you can send your email to the conclave@pmimumbaichapter.org. Maybe by end of July we will make an announcement and give you more details about the upcoming event.
Great. I'm pretty excited. I'm sure all the other audience are too.
So if you have any questions, please let us know, or you can send your question also to the conclave@PMI Mumbai chapter, and we'll be more than willing to help you answer. Yeah. So we are working towards the venue. We are working towards the speaker list. And also we'll let you know about the registration as soon as possible.
ऐसा ही फुटपाथ है क्या अभी भी? फुटपाथ इतना लंबा ही है?
I think that is all, Saili and Aparna.
Thank you, Ahmed, for being here. And I'm sure we have some new participants here, and we'll see them all at Conclave this year.
Thank you, Saili. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Ahmed.
So, Ahmed, I have a question here. Is it going to be in-person event?
Yes. COVID is gone long ago. We don't want to be surrounded by COVID. So this is going to be an in-person, face-to-face event.
Okay, nice.
So a very
And
good
in and
opportunity to
around
meet
Mumbai.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. Yeah, in and around Mumbai only. Yes.
And a very good opportunity to interact and meet face to face. You know, we all have been logging in online for a long time, and I think this is a good opportunity.
Yeah, actually, we've been talking to our screen since very long.
Sure. So thank you, Ahmed, for being here and sharing these details. So coming back to our session, I am eagerly waiting for audience responses. Anyone who has taken a long break and would like to share their experience, their story, what they went through, how they overcame the challenges, psychologically, or, whatever you would like to share. Anyone? Brunalini, Preeta, I think their response is coming up. Deepak or Yogesh. There are few participants, Adarsha. So anyone who would like to share any insights, any maybe a friend who had been through such situation, you have your own story to share. We would be, glad to have your an opportunity to speak and interact with the audience. Whether you are planning for a career break, also, you can share that, what is going on in your mind right now. Maybe we can all listen and, have some perspective here. Okay. We do not have anyone coming up. Do we? From the audience? Anybody from our panelists would like to share their experience? I think that can also be shared here. Okay, we have Ranjita Joshi. She had taken a break of 2 years. We would like to unmute Ranjita. Sunil and Tushar, if you can help me unmute Ranjita Joshi. We would like to hear from her journey. She was a teacher and she took a break of 2 years after working for almost 10 years. And she writes that it was difficult. So let's hear it from Ranjita. Can we unmute her? Sunil? Ranjita Joshi. Yeah. Ranjita, you're unmuted.
Yeah.
Welcome to this session, and thank you so much for coming forward to share your experience.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Very good evening to all of you. It
Good
was
evening.
a great what this I am saying.
We lost you, Ranjita. Ranjita?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it is better. Kindly repeat because we just lost you for some time.
Yeah, I said that it's a wonderful session that I'm attending right now. I'll really like to share my thing is like I'm a school teacher. I've been working for almost 15 years now, but then I had to take a break after 10 years. And I had to move out of Pune. I'm in Pune at present. I had to move out of Pune to a different state, and there I was lost because I was so used to this routine of getting up in the morning and going to school at 7:30 in the morning and starting being with the small kids. It's like every day you tend to learn something new. So like I really used to miss those for first few days, and then I decided that I have to like do something about it, just not sit home and cry that I have to, because of my husband's transfer, I had to move out of Pune. Then, so I started going through this. That time it was 4-5 years back. So YouTube and all was not that much in use that time. But I started reading, I kept on reading, I love reading, so I kept on reading. And then there I was in Orissa, Bhubaneswar. So I got the opportunity, I started applying there. Actually, when my son came home for holidays, he told me, Mom, you're going to get mad sitting at home. So he pushed me to apply in the different schools out there. So luckily, I got a chance to work there for 3 months as a leave vacancy teacher. And again, then I came back, all those memories came back, and I loved those 3 months. And after coming back to Pune, I applied again, and luckily I got a job now. I'm working for last 3 years. Lockdown was pretty bad with online teaching for teachers as well as students. But then I'll really tell everyone, what I want to tell is, you keep on trying and don't give up, because we do have to look after our family members. We do have some things which are unavoidable. We do have to go through those. And if you take a break, don't just, as Swati just said, don't just sit. Keep on doing something in that field. Keep on reading good books. I think books helps a lot. So keep on reading, watching YouTube, attending to the seminars, everything, and see to it that you are in touch with the field that you are in, and definitely come back more prepared, more confident. It's like, as you said, a coffee break is a must. So after 2-3 years, do come back. And I want to wish everyone that I feel that everyone should try and come back, and don't just sit at home and say that, why has this happened to me, or why, why did I take a break or something. So best wishes to all my friends who are here, and I wish them success. I wish them that they should keep on trying and get back to their career. Yeah,
excellent,
thank you.
Ranjita.
Thank you,
I
Swati.
think you gave a very nice perspective that, keep trying and never quit.
Don't give up.
And absolutely. And I'm sure you got a very different experience altogether in a different state, isn't it? You
Yeah.
wouldn't have got this if you weren't transferred, or
I
your husband,
fully
I'm
agree.
sorry.
I fully agree, because
Yeah.
the language barrier was there, and everyone, you will not believe, after a few days, I was known as the teacher who doesn't know Oriya. If they forget my name, they used to say that, teacher, the one teacher who doesn't know Oriya, who cannot speak Oriya, is the one who came to our class for supervision or whatever. So that was the feedback that I got from the others. And luckily, I had those 3 months, because I was getting a little disappointed, but then thanks to my son, he pushed me, and then I came back to that again routine and confidently applied when we returned back to Pune. So keep on trying, keep on applying, even if it's a small thing, maybe even if the salary at present you feel it's less than what you were getting, keep on, because that startup is needed after a break, is what I feel.
Agreed. Ranjita, I would like to ask you, now you have had 2 switches, one from Pune to Orissa, and then Orissa to back to Pune, right?
Yes.
So you have had these opportunities.
Yeah.
So how did you, I think psychologically, I would say you prepared yourself. Your son definitely was one inspiration at Orissa to push you to apply. But what was restricting you to not apply at Orissa?
The thing is, it was a new city. I was not knowing the language barrier was there. And then my husband also was fully supporting me, but then I was not confident enough I was not aware. I was not having my vehicle out there. Being a Puneite, I had my two-wheeler with me. There I was I was not able to read the boards. Everything was in their language out there. So it was difficult for me to make myself prepared for that. So I'll say one push is needed from the family members or friends or cousins, whatever it is, and then you tend to get that push. So go along, don't get afraid. Because first I said, how will I manage without that language, not knowing the language, and teaching the younger children, like the pre-primary or the primary session, you need to know the language, the mother tongue. But then somehow I managed. So I really like to tell everyone, keep on going, don't give up. and definitely that it is going to help.
And wasn't the transition coming to Pune, then that uncertainty wasn't there, right? Because you already overcame
But the
one
Sandy, what
uncertainty.
I like to say is that it did make a difference in my salary structure, because when I came back to Pune, I was considered as a fresher, to be very frank with you. So all those 10 years of experience were not counted when it was in the terms of paying me. But then experience is always been counted when it is you have so many years of experience, so tell us, guide us what to do. So that thing was there, but then even I was ready for that also. Maybe that is what, after you come back, maybe you will not get as much salary as you were getting previously. At
Right.
least in my case, I didn't get. So in
Okay.
that case, I'll say, so again, don't give up for that. Keep on trying. You don't say that, now the salary is less, so I don't want to try. Whatever, I don't want to start. So I'll say start, because right now I'm being doing well I'm being appointed as the coordinator, and I'm doing quite well now. But first 2-3 years were bad because they were treating me as a fresher and they were not paying me that much. But slowly I'll say it will definitely increase with your whatever your performance. So keep on trying, don't give up, and keep yourself.
Great.
Yeah, as Swati and Aparna said, keep yourself focused, keep yourself in tune with the happenings that are going around, and you stay connected.
Thank you so much, Ranjita, for inspiring us all.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
the audience. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for coming up, to
Yeah.
speak. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, thank you.
Next, we have Devendra, who would like to share his spouse experience, and I think that is welcome, because definitely we all would learn something from this too. Yes, Devendra. Sunil and Tushar, kindly unmute Devendra, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Devendra. Welcome, and thank you for coming forward to share
Yeah.
your spouse story as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I would like to share the incidences happened with my spouse, with our speakers, our audience, and our coordinator. So after working for 6 years in software industry, she had, I would not say she had to take a break, but she had to change her profession from software engineer to the homemaker and growing the child. That is definitely a profession in my opinion and in everybody's opinion. So after spending 5 years in growing up my son, our son, she again took a challenge, and she decided as she had to change her profession, she decided why not to make a choices for others, for not to change the profession. So she started her own daycare and activity center which helped other working women not to shift their profession. So after successfully running that activity center and the daycare and employing 3-4 employees, then our friend COVID visited in between. And since last year, then again she took up the challenge, and she again started her corporate career. Incidentally, now she is working in PMO in one of the US based industry. So I think it was not taking a break, it was shifting the professions the way the weather changes or the season changes. So it's never late or never ever hesitate to start or shift to the profession, or to take the break and to start fresh. That's what I wanted to share with you all. Thank you.
Excellent, Devendra. And what inspires me is she, though, what situation she went through, she tried to help other individuals by coming up with something, a support for other working women. And I think that is incredible to take that decision and to support others, I think, to achieve their dreams. And what she did is fantastic. So thank you so much for sharing this story. All right. Do we have any more participants who would like to share such incidents? Now that we have two of our colleagues who shared, or if you have any other questions, Also, as was mentioned earlier, if you would want to seek a one-to-one mentoring with our speakers, kindly mention in the feedback form. The feedback form will be shared very soon. We have your registered email IDs with us. So we'll be sending out the feedback form sooner. And you can mention, if you would like to have a one-to-one session to get mentored from our speakers. Sounds good. I feel is there any other? All right, we have Oscar. Just before yeah. Okay, Oscar, we will unmute you so you can share. Sunil, kindly wait. Yeah, we have Oscar speaking up. So please help unmute Oscar. Yes, Oscar. We have unmuted you now.
Hello. Hi, Sally.
Hello, good evening. So maybe quickly in 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, Oscar, we can hear you. Yes, please.
See, primarily, what I wanted to say is all the tips that were given are actually working. And I'll tell you why. I had a very strange situation. Of course, now I can speak about it in that fashion, but at that point in time, it was a very bad situation. My father had a heart attack. I had to work despite having not completed my studies. Okay. And so I completed my studies anyway in parallel. That's a different story. But then going forward, I found that if I had to do well in the industry, I needed to study further. And further being after an engineering, what is further? I've got a postgraduate in software, but MBAs. So now to do an MBA in during our time, we had a situation where it was considered that if you did a full-time MBA, you have a better opportunity than, or it has a better standing than doing a part-time MBA. So to do a full-time MBA, you cannot hold a job. So now that was a planned career break to do the MBA. And I did a couple of MBAs. When I say couple, I did MBA in operations and then I did an MBA in finance. So what I did was I held a job. How? While I learned my MBA and did my courses, I went on contract and continued with the job in another area because my original skill set was something else. I was in the industry. I was in hardcore industry on the shop floor. But during this MBA time, the easiest thing to do was to get into IT or IT related services. So that is what I did. So see, taking this break from hardcore job, a 9-to-5 job, to a contract, a job on contract, allows you to change your perspective. Of course, now I'm in IT full time. So you see, it allowed me to change my perspective, see how I could manage during that time. That is one. Second, it allowed me to grow. I did, as I said, a couple of MBAs. And then after that, it allowed me to see that I could work and study at the same time. So, of course, using this technique, then I started working and studying also. I did my law, I did my PhD, I did a BTech from BITS Pilani. What I mean to say is, everywhere, it is possible to do things if you plan also. So, it is not necessary that the break has to be forced on you. But even if it is forced on you, like in my case, the only reason I had to continue studying was my father had a heart attack, as I told you. So I had to continue working. I couldn't stop working. But obviously, if I had to grow, I had to also study. So you see how you can work as well as learn and keep yourself abreast so that you are contemporary with the current market. You do not fall behind. And when you step out of your sabbatical, which you have taken, you are ready for the next opportunity. So that's all. That's a brief that I wanted to tell you. All the best to all the and differently and great work.
Yes, thank you, Oscar, for sharing this. I would like to thank all of them who shared, their experiences. It was really wonderful to listen to them and how each one invested, the time, how they overcame the challenges, how they supported somebody else in the similar situation, as we heard from Ranjita, Devendra, and Oscar. So thank you. Thank you so much. We almost come to the end of the session. So I would like to thank few team members who have been instrumental in making this session happen. So a big thank you to Aparna Kulkarni and Swati Damle for taking up this initiative and coming out as our speakers for today evening and on this excellent topic that we all were really keen to hear, and we have all got excellent pointers from you both. So thank you to each speaker. I also want to thank our PMI Mumbai Chapter volunteers for WEC, Aparna Khatiwala, Nilima Prabhu, Shikha Singh, Sonali Khedkar, and myself, Saili Pradhan. And a big thank you to Sunil and Tushar, who are our backbone to conduct this session online, to have this facilitated for each one of you, to make it possible to listen, to hear from wherever you are right now. So big thank you to Sunil and Tushar for this. And most importantly, I want to thank the entire audience who were there and waiting now for the PDU code. We will move to the next slide. A big thank you to all the audience, and here is the PDU code. I have also shared it in the chat box. So thank you for the interactions. Thank you everyone for joining in today. Have a great evening and have a nice weekend. Thank you. Yes, Aparna Khatiwala, you want to say something?
I would like to thank all the audience to listen to our speakers so patiently and asking questions which were very interesting. So we would like to hear from you on our feedback form. Thanks once again. And
yes, do
WEC team,
respond
please
to our
wait.
feedback forms, right, Aparna? We would like them to share their feedback. That will help us to frame up our next sessions also, and to also learn about this session.
And WEC team, please wait. We need to take a screenshot.
Yeah, sure. So thank you, everyone. I have shared the PDU code in the chat box as well.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all attendees, and also I would like to thank our WEC WOW committee for giving me this opportunity to speak, Saili, Aparna, and everyone involved, and giving us really good support, technical support from Tushar and Sunil, and for really good questions, interesting questions from all the audiences. To everyone, thank you again for listening to us patiently and keeping keeping up the interaction so that the session was really live. Thank you all.
Thank you, Aparna Kulkarni. You want to say thank you?
Thank you for the PMI Mumbai chapter for giving the opportunity, speaking and sharing. Thanks to the audience, and thank you again to the WEC members.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.